So, I'm coming today to you all to do a real quick video about how to care for and maintain your braids. I'm about to take these down. As you can see, it's about time to take them down. So, before I take them down, I figure I'll come and show you how to maintain your braids, because what I notice, a lot of people get braids, but just get them and wear them, don't really take care of their own scalp or their own hair, and then that's what causes your hair to break off. And when you take them down, you realize that your hair hasn't really grown. It's actually broken off, or it's just really dry and brittle. So I'm going to show you what I do to take care of my braids when I have them. I think I did a video similar to this before, but I'm not sure, so I'm just going to reiterate what I do. So, just to get started, as you see, these are my long Janet Jackson or Poetic Justice, I guess you call them, type braids, and they lasted for about almost a month and a half, and I probably could touch them up and let them stay in another at least couple of weeks. But I'm just kind of tired of them, and because they're so big, they kind of get heavy, and you can't really do a lot of different styles with them. So, anyhow, just to show you first, the most important thing when you're taking care of your braids is your hairline. With these braids, because they're so heavy and the hair is heavy, left my hair out around the edges, just the baby hairs, I left it out. And that's so that it wouldn't pull and then break off my edges. So that's one option if you don't want your hairline to get damaged, is to actually leave just the little fuzz around the edges out. Now, another thing is, always suggest when you have any kind of braids, these or micro braids or the twist, kinky twist or single leaf twist or whatever kind of braid or twist extensions you have, after you've worn them for about 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the condition of your hairline, you always want to come back, and get them retouched. What that means is taking out this first row and possibly second row and taking them completely out and putting them back in, because what happens after so long, you can't really tell in my hair because these are big, but if you can look right there at the root, you see as this hair grows away, eventually, if I leave it long enough, I could just pull this braid and my entire piece of hair would come off with it. And that's why a lot of times you see people, or even yourself, if you get a really thin hairline and you feel like the braids are breaking your hair off or pulling your hair out, it's not necessarily the braid, but the fact that you left them in way too long. So that's something that is very important. If you wear them more than 4 weeks, always touch up your edges. Number one thing to do, so that your hairline will be preserved, because you don't want your hairline to just, completely be out, because a lot of times it won't grow back because it's the most delicate part of your hair. So that's first and foremost. Secondly is your scalp. You know, when you get all that dirt and that buildup, if you look at my hair, you don't see that, and that's because I make sure every week or 2 weeks I take a towel and I actually clean my scalp. Even if I don't wash it with water, I always clean my scalp so that you don't get those dirt balls, because that also breaks off your hair underneath. Okay? So that's another thing. So I'll show you how to clean your scalp. And, kind of tired a little bit, but what I'm using today is the Bare Fruit Hair Lemon Peel Mint Cleanser, or Cleansing Conditioner, And what this is just like a co-washing conditioner or a cleansing product, but it doesn't have soap in it, or no sulfates, or no kind of agents that's going to cause sudsing on your scalp, because that's going to kind of leave. If you use actual shampoo, you'll get the buildup of the shampoo, and it's really hard to get it off when you're just wiping your scalp. So you want to use something like a cleansing conditioner, or even if you don't have a specific cleansing conditioner, you can take Suave or White Rain or any conditioner you have, and add a little bit of apple cider vinegar or lemon or orange juice, grapefruit juice, anything that has acidity or citrus to it, and that's going to clean your scalp and leave it kind of refreshed. Or if you want the organic root stimulator, they make the dry shampoo. You put it on your scalp and wipe it off. So anything that's a dry shampoo or something that's not going to leave a buildup on your scalp, you just take a towel and put it on there. And first, to make it easy on yourself, take your braids and section them into 4 or 5 big sections. And so that way you know that you're doing it section by section. You're not just moving around your head and leaving parts out, because what that does when you clean your scalp, it not only lifts the dirt so that it makes it easier for your braids to take down, but it also gets rid of the dirt so you don't get any fungus or any bacteria, mildew, any of that, because sweat and dirt and all that stuff that builds up on your scalp eventually causes mildew and fungus, and that can eat your hair out. So you want to make sure you keep your scalp clean when you have braids. Okay, so I got my 4 sections, and I just take this one down and you just part it. Use your finger, kind of find a part somewhere in the braids. Just take you a washcloth, wet it with a little water. Take your product like that, and you just go through the parts like so, just cleaning your scalp gently. And don't rub too hard or you'll make it frizz, but just gently. And it's better to use a white towel, because then you can actually see the dirt on the cloth. But I'm just doing this as an example because I'm going to take these down sometime today or tomorrow. So you just continue that process all the way through. All the way through. Just continue. Okay? I'm not going to do my whole head, but just do each section. When you finish that section, you can come back with water. You can either use a spray bottle or just run it under some clean water. Just spray it or whatnot, and come back and go over it with clean water to remove the product. And kind of let it sit for 5-10 minutes just to kind of lift the dirt up if you want. And just clean and kind of go around the braids a little. Get some of the dirt. And you just do that like once every week or 2 weeks. If you work out or sweat a lot, work around a lot of smoke, things like that, do it more often. And then once you've done your entire head, always come back with apple cider vinegar and water. You don't have to do this, but this will just kind of get some of the additional dirt off your scalp. And I just spray it through there. Just spray. Just spray each section like so. And then do the same thing. Come back, let it sit for a little bit to kind of get the dirt, break it up, and then just come back, wipe your scalp all the way through. You know, just do your whole scalp, do your hairline really well, get all that dirt, all that product off your scalp. And then once you've done that, you then, let's see if I have, you can take a light leave-in, like this is a apple mango butter leave-in from Bare Fruit Hair as well. But you can use any leave-in that you have, a leave-in spray or leave-in cream or any kind of a leave-in, because your scalp gets really dry and really kind of, I guess you would say, neglected with braids. And do the same thing. Just come back through section by section. Just take your fingers, or if you have the spray kind, just spray it through. And that's going to kind of put a little moisture back on your scalp after you've cleaned it with those citrus products, or with those apple cider vinegar, or with the herbal cleanse, or any product that you use. And just kind of put a little moisture back in your scalp. And you can also go over the braids they won't come out. A lot of times people don't want to put moisturizers or oil or whatnot on the braids because they think it's going to make them slip. But if they're in there good, they won't. And you just kind of go over the actual braid. You're not going to get down to your hair as good as you would if it was just your hair, but it will kind of get some of the product down to your actual hair so it's not so dry. Just kind of put the product or spray the moisturizer, whatever you're using, and then final step is to come back with something like oil. This is olive and shea butter and olive oil that I got online from Puka, Pure and Simple, but you can use anything you have. You just come back, put a little oil to kind of seal in the moisture, and depending on your circumstance, if you have very itchy scalp, you want to use something that has maybe some eucalyptus or some peppermint, something that's going to stop the itch, like the Dr. Miracle's Braid Spray. If you get the gentle formula, that one works okay. Or Organic Root Stimulator, their anti-itch oil. Or just mix up your own concoction of olive oil and some essential oils such as lavender, rosemary, anything like that. That's going to soothe the scalp, and just kind of grease your scalp just like you would if you're doing your own hair. And just kind of follow that same pattern like I said. And if you do that, I promise you, more than likely, your hair is going to grow and your hair is going to feel a lot better. Your scalp is going to feel refreshed and free and not so weighed down by the braids and all the dirt and everything, and it's going to smell good because these braids, they kind of start stinking after a while. So that'll also help with any itching, because a lot of times your scalp is itching so much because it's dirty. Once you clean it, it probably won't itch as much, and you can wear your braids a little longer because you don't have all that product buildup on your scalp. So anyhow, those are my recommendations. Nothing too major. It just takes about maybe 15-20 minutes out of your time, so you can do it while you're sitting back watching TV or whatever, and keep your braids in at the most about 8 weeks. Take them all down and start all over again. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to take these out, and I'm not sure the next thing I'll do, but I'm about to start cutting these out, and I'll come back in my next video and I'll show you my growth progression, because if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll notice that on the sides my hair was actually shaved down to a 0 or a 1 on the sides, but I've been keeping it braided. So just to show you a little, this is the back, and that's how much it's grown in just a couple of months just from braiding it and taking care of the braids. So anyhow, I hope this helped you to maintain and take care of your braids. Until next time, I'll see you again. Peace.